Okay, so as I promised, this third and final part of this little series about our Apache IoTDB tag historian for inductive automation ignition. As I showed you in the last part, we currently have these three tags stored in IoTDB, and I mentioned that one of the problems with ignition is that it tries to be a bit too smart for us because it tries to do all of the analytics and aggregation stuff itself. So we can't sort of like let IoTDB do what it's best at. In most cases, this is okay. But if you want sort of like real, or let's say the maximum performance, you will have to ask IoTDB directly. For this, we've got a little script library that's included in the plugin. And this allows you to, on the one hand side, you can write tags to IoTDB, but the probably most important part is you can use the library to read data directly from IoTDB, and there you can utilize the full power of that system. So let's just start with inserting some data. For this, I'm just gonna go the simple way, starting the script console. Let me just resize this a bit. So I've already prepared a little statement here. So what I'm doing here is I'm using the system IoTDB insert function. Here I provide the name of the tag history provider. This is the name that we gave our history provider in the first video. This is sort of like the device ID Apache IoTDB uses. This will end up being root.db.artificial tags because we defined root.db to be the root of our database. Then comes a third parameter that is the timestamps. It can be an array. So if you want to insert multiple values at different times in one go, you can pass in multiple dates here. Then comes the names of the measurements. This can also be an array. Right now, I'm just inserting one date or one timestamp and one measurement. And this is now followed by an array, which is sort of like has the format of number of tags or number of timestamps times number of tags. So this is a double array. In this case, we've just got one timestamp and one tag, so it's just one element. If we wanted to insert tag 1 and tag 2, it would be a 2-element array here and still a 1-element array around here. So this just inserts data into IoTDB. So let's just run this. Not seeing anything here is a good thing. So now we can just have a look if this arrived where we wanted it to be. Oh, yeah, there we are. So we've now got this artificial tag 1. Let's just fire this a few more times. Not going to do very much, but just to be on the safe side. So I showed you how you can now sort of like insert data using the library, and now we want to query it. For this, I'm just going to misuse the existing tag history report. We'll just throw away this data source, and we'll just add a new script one. Now this code is a bit more verbose because the data structure is a bit more complex. So let's see if copy paste works today. Well, sort of. I'll have to add the line breaks manually. Yeah, almost got it. We'll explain a bit what's happening here. So up here, we're using the system IoTDB query function to query IoTDB. This here again, we have to pass along the name of the history provider, and then comes the query statement. So here we're using a typical aggregation query that sort of like collects all data from 12 o'clock to 2 o'clock today and aggregates all data in per 10-minute buckets. Here, we're now starting to provide, let's say, the metadata for our data source. So these are simply the headers the data source will be using. And now comes a little bit of code that generally just converts objects into arrays because the result here is going to be an array of objects and the data source wants an array of arrays. So what we have to do now is for every element in the results, we create one row and explicitly sort of like output an array of field values here. So this is all the magic that's happening here. As you can see, it should be one timestamp and 4 tags. Here, we're using another built-in ignition function to convert these two data structures, headers and rows, into a data set. And here we make this data set available under the name myCoolDataset. So if we now switch to design, we will see data sources over here, and we will see the myCoolDataset. And if we expand that, we'll see exactly the headers that we had. So what we're just going to do now is we'll just replace these. I'll just take one of the cool tags, the uncool tag, and the artificial tag. And now in preview, we have, well, no data. That sucks. And look. Did I get the time wrong? Because I'm not seeing any errors or something like that. Well, over here, at least we can see sort of like it's getting data. Well, loads of nulls, but here at least we can see, yeah, well, obviously I just inserted once or twice, and I just flushed the database before starting the recording. So we can see there's data coming in here. Let's just say that this table is just staying empty because I am definitely no ignition expert. But yeah, I hope this helps you to like see how to use our two little functions for inserting and querying data. So I really hope this was interesting for you folks. And as I mentioned in LinkedIn, if you're interested in trying out our little tag historian, please contact me directly or just go to the Timecho-global.com website and just leave us a message and we'll get in touch with you. So, looking forward to working with you. Bye.